What the frackin' freak was that debate about last night? Oh my gosh. We had Senator Harris, who I think is kind of like hot, like MILF hot. Like I kind of want to be spanked by her. I mean, like I am talking, like, oh my God, but am I the only one that every time she talked, I thought of Maya Rudolph, who I think is very attractive too. But enough about who's attractive and who's not, because you had Sixpence None the Richer and you had Senator Harris. And I was just like, at least like I learned things about what they wanted to do, where they wanted to go, their thoughts, their policies. Whereas the first debate, I didn't learn shit. I just learned let's interrupt each other, which there was a fair amount of interrupting last night. But there were a couple of takeaways from me. This guy who nobody watches and nobody cares, which is fine. I'm just doing it for myself as an outlet for hostility and thoughts and processes, was like I heard Senator Harris say that there's going to be something if you make $125,000 or less, you would be eligible for free technical college. And technically, I have an associate's degree. And technically, it's doing nothing for me, but that thought of doing something for humanity as a whole was very inspiring to me. And I'm like, well, that's something that maybe we should explore. And I thought, well, can we learn more about this? What else are we doing? What are we doing with pharmaceuticals? What are we doing with? We want to make things free. We want to make things affordable. But there's no real specific. And can we just answer a fucking question? I feel like these debates need some sort of point system where if you're asked a question and you don't answer the question, or you go back to a previous question, you lose points. And at the end, if you're negative points, like you have less time to talk at the next debate. Speaking of the next debate, there might not be a next debate because today President Trump says, hey, I'm not doing the next debate because I don't want to do it online and I don't want to do it with mute buttons. So basically, if I'm not guaranteed to win the game, I'm not going to show up and supply the equipment. Basically, it's my basketball. I didn't win. I'm going home. Go fuck yourself. And I'm not pro Trump. I'm not pro Biden. But like these pieces are very, very convoluted in a way that's just like, well, why can't we just play by the same rules? If we both agreed on the same rules, why can't we do it? There are things I really admire about President Trump and the things he's done. I mean, like I mentioned in the first video that nobody watched, was like, we don't talk about Al Qaeda. We don't talk about certain things anymore. And like he somehow, some way had something to do with helping the foreign terrorists and like helping like eliminate that. And that's amazing. And there are things like there was a $2,000 tax credit that I thought was phenomenal too. So I'm not like pro one side or the other. I'm just like, why can't we work together? And that question from the 8-year old or eighth grade or whatever the hell that was, like if you guys watched it, was amazing. Like if you guys can't get along, how are Americans going to get along at all? And you could just see the disdain in each other's looks. Like now we got to pretend to be civil, although we hate each other. Like, yeah, there's certain people that are on one side and the other side, and they go golfing and shit, but they really can't stand each other. Like, I mean, you're lying to children. It's just like, hey, kids, if you're watching, everybody hates everybody else unless you can help them along on their path. Like, that's kind of what you have to realize, which nobody says. But it's just like, and then the stimulus package. Well, guess what? Now it's a day and a half later, and guess what? Now President Trump wants immediate action. He's ready to sign. Make me sign right here. Blah blah blah. For another $1,200. Like if we give them $1,200, they'll shut up and they'll vote. It's like, God, can we just do the right thing? Like here's what I want in our society is like, am I helping or hurting my fellow man or woman? And it's like, how is any of this shit helping? Like every time I turn on the TV to watch a sporting event or anything else, or the news, and I'm seeing all these fucking campaigns, like what if we use that money for the stimulus package? You know, what if we use that money to help the people that are having the shitty jobs, that are, you know, high susceptible to getting the virus? Like, what if we help that out? You know, and I want to know what kind of roids, man. Like the shit Donald Trump is on. Like I've worked with bodybuilders. I've lifted. I've lived with fucking a bodybuilder, and their roids never made them like that. Like this roid rage that Trump has is amazing. It's like cocaine and arrogance. Like it's just this whole thing. And every time I've been around somebody that's been just on the juice, it's just been like anger. But he's got like this, like, rah, yeah, yeah. Instead of like, well, I'm gonna fucking kill you. So anyway, that's just my thoughts on last night. Get out, register to vote, even if you don't know who you're voting for, like me. Make the change, be the change you want to be.